welcome to the Weege Show. A little loud. We got motos going on, a 25 plus class. This is the Loretta Lynn version of the Weege Show, brought to you by Racetech. You know the likes of Ryan Dudney, Cooper Webb, Jeremy McGrath, even Nicky Hayden. Yes, Nicky Hayden. Use Racetech early in their careers, so get the advantage, racetech.com. I talk about the gold valves all the time. There's things that I don't mention enough with Racetech. They've got suspension centers all around the country, so you can get access to Racetech's world-class championship building suspension technology and expertise. They train people. There's Racetech centers all over. And highly underrated and underreported is the engine building services at Racetech. They have CNC machining capabilities that are so good, other engine builders go to them to help them put their designs into motion. So you don't always see the Racetech name on the engine, or it doesn't always get mentioned, but trust me, they do big things. I'm gonna go visit them a little later. But right now I want to talk about the racing. Waited a couple of days to do the first one of these shows. Wanted to see how the week was unfolding. Big shout out to Phoenix Racing, by the way, and Maxon Construction to building this. Now roll it. I've been assaulted by this man. So, you scouting? Because I know you've been doing some racing lately, Ryan Villopoto.
Yeah. We're scouting, we're looking.
I mean, you did some two-stroking?
Yes, I did. I'm out here actually watching the law right now.
Watching the law?
The law's out here, J-Law.
How is that your guy? That is your guy.
I just went out on the track. I was the only spectator that went out, and I gave him one of these.
No, he's disqualified. You just got him, which honestly for J-Law, that'd be right on brand. So how is he doing?
It looks like we might be a little tired. I mean, I would be tired too.
Yes, yes. And I would not be surprised if he was tired.
Yeah, there he is. There's the law.
There's the law. 38. He finally got, oh, you're making deals with him.
Oh, he's
your teammate.
Yeah.
You didn't put that deal together?
No.
Okay. And he's on a Cowie.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to switch him to Yamaha next year.
So, you get along with him a lot better than last time you guys were here together? 05,
yeah,
a little bit better?
Yeah, probably better. Sure.
I don't want to tell you the things he said about you that week.
I'm sure.
He would come into our little Moto booth when we were looking at highlights, and he would say unspeakable things. And now you're hanging out with the agent.
Did we not give him enough armor? Did we not give him enough energy?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see at the end.
Boy, how times have changed. The last time him, J-Law, and Ryan were here together, it was not good in 05. So you've really come a long way.
Almost 20 years ago.
Right? I know.
20 years. Doesn't seem like that long.
Yeah.
It is.
So anyway, if you were getting tired at the two-stroke races, this would be a lot.
Oh, it'd be a lot. This heat.
Dude, it's gnarly. Yeah.
It's intense, yeah.
Wow.
We've got Jacob Hayes leading, Cole Martinez second.
Yeah, Heath Harrison.
Yeah,
Heath Harrison, yep.
There we go.
So yeah, Jacob Hayes trying to get this done.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I got him.
For a couple minutes.
For a couple minutes.
Yeah, I don't know about 20.
No, not
but that's up to you. You know what you need to do.
Slim down.
Okay.
At least 15.
You know some people who can help you.
Yeah,
about it.
I'm a little soft in the mind.
Oh, is that the problem? All right, you used it all.
I used it all up.
All right, thanks, dude. Amazing to see him cheering now for Jason Lawrence. Or maybe he just wanted to get him DQ'd.
No.
Cheering is not illegal. We're kidding. Yeah, 25 plus out on the track. Jason Lawrence did make it. Jason Lawrence is racing. Jacob Hayes is leading the way. Cole Martinez, who is becoming a bit of a playground legend at Loretta's. Cole Martinez, a privateer, bubble, main event guy, quite consistently through the years. Reinvented himself as an off-road racer out west. And then 2 years ago was probably the best rider at Loretta's. It was really between, I'd say, him and Caden Broswell. But Heath Harrison motored by guys like Ryder DiFrancesco and Broswell, the last moto of the week. So now Martinez is someone they're all fearing. So it'd be impressive if Jacob Hayes, former racer, former arena cross champ, but now an agent, didn't get this done, because Martinez still races all the time. And then Heath Harrison, I want to mention that big tower behind me, our announcer's tower, which debuted last year. Oh, here's Hayes. Martinez on the 34 going after him, and there's Harrison. So Maxon Construction, which is the parent company of Phoenix Racing Honda, that's who Heath Harrison is the team manager for and a racer this week. They built that. So shout out to you, David Eller. There's that Yamaha there is Brandon Haas, the owner of Club MX, and he is winning in the other age division. This class, the way they break the age divisions in Loretta's, Half the age classes are riders who scored points as pros or won titles, no limit on the level. And then half is what are considered sportsman division, riders that did not ever score points as professionals. Brandon Haas is dominating in his other class, not against the guys like Hayes and Martinez, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Budman, what's up, Budman? Weege show right here.
Pre-show?
Weege show.
Oh,
and
Weege
I'm
show,
impressed.
that's even better.
Yes, did I see you running
I
the
ran.
other day?
Yeah.
In the heat, at the end of the day.
Yep.
Gnarly.
Yeah, I've been digging, man.
That's impressive. Is it fun, or are you like, why am I doing this?
Oh, I'm having a blast.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love to sweat. You know, as ex-athletes, we get fixated going on something. And so I've been running. It's been a part of my routine, and I'm sticking with it.
You doing some tries? That was your thing for a little bit.
Yeah, it was for the no tries.
Now just running.
Just running.
That is gnarly. In this heat, volunteering to run. Mike Bonacci, we were just talking about your guy Brandon Haas.
Can you believe it?
He's fourth against these dudes. It's impressive.
He's like the oldest guy in the pack right now, and he's crushing it with P4. I'm pretty
Yeah,
proud
that's
of
pretty
him.
good.
Very
Yeah,
proud.
I know he wants to win the title in 30 plus, but does he take some pride in hanging with these guys here, I would think?
Oh, he wants to hang with it, but he really wants to kick their ass. So
That's a tall order.
that's a tall
These
order.
guys are good.
Proud of him.
All right, that's Mike Bonacci from Club MX. So I'm getting a feel for the week, right? And what's unfolding here so far, we're about halfway through Loretta's. I know what you all want to know. Who's the guys to watch? Who's coming on strong? Who's good? Who's the next kid? Stop talking about these vet guys. You probably just all want to argue about the fact that Mike Brown and Jeff Emig and Jacob Hayes shouldn't be allowed to race here. You can argue about that in the comments. You want to know who's coming through the ranks. Coming into this week, I think the two biggest names in the pro sport class would be Drew Adams on the Kawasaki program and Cole Davies. Yeah, Weege show, baby! Woo! Cole Davies, who you all know from the Supercross Futures program on a gas. He's now switched to Star Racing Yamaha. Davies debuted on the Yamaha at the Combine at Redbud. It was not good. And then everybody immediately had jokes about, oh, Star's gonna fire him, they're gnarly. Well, he redeemed himself early in the week, won his first ever moto at Loretta's. He's from New Zealand. He'd never raced here before. He won his first ever moto. Now it's kind of gone off the rails, hasn't been as good since. This is cool down zone 2. So for years we always had Gatorade, drinks, water under these tents. Now we have this, the ice bath. Is that new this year?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Just in case somebody needs to go in there. And there's water in there too.
Well, many do. Many do need to. Do people actually do it though?
Not yet.
No one's done it?
Thankfully,
Why is that? Because of the amount of mess it would create?
It's if they get too hot, like over.
Oh, it's only in an emergency, kind
Yes.
of. Oh, so we're good if no one uses it, we're happy.
Yep.
It's kind of like the ambulance. If the ambulance doesn't get used,
Exactly.
everybody's happy. What about you girls? You thinking of it? And it's right here.
Oh, I've thought about it.
I would think. All right, thanks, Chloe. That's Chloe Coombs. Tim Coombs, that's Davies' brother's daughter, who I knew when she was, I only have one hand right here, when she was born. And now there are Coombs kids working every angle of this thing, learning how this whole process works. Anyway, Davies had the good first moto. It hasn't been so good since, and since then it has been taken over by Greenville. This is like a retro. Kawasaki has been rolling as of late, Chappie. It has been, you are on a roll. Letting the good times roll. Letting the good times roll. So I'm gonna visit Greenville here. So Adams has now shot to the front of the A classes. He had the horrible gate pick, horrible start in one of his motos. I think he was able to dig out, and he fell in the first turn. He was able to go from 39th to 4th, I believe, then win the next moto, so he could win that title. He won the first moto of the other pro sport class. That is the goal for Drew Adams, I'm sure, to win what is the Nicky Hayden AMA Amateur Horizon Award. I don't believe you'll see him full-time pro until the beginning of pro motocross next year, be my guess. I don't think he'll race Supercross next year, but I do think they'll give him a shot at the Ironman National. They want the kid to race. He's been up in Canada all summer racing there. He's probably the fastest MX2 rider. Title might not go his way with some bad motos, but they're getting in gate drops. They're doing all the right things, and you probably heard that Drew Adams rides at the Dog Pound with the Lawrence brothers, which we obviously know how good a program that is. So Drew Adams, he's kind of the next guy to watch right now. We'll see if Davies can put it together in the rest of the week. There's many other fast pro sport riders, but I really feel like these days the real story is in B, because everyone graduates at different times, like I'm saying. Some guys start pro motocross as their pro debut at the beginning of the year. Some race Loretta's and race at the end of the year. So in the B class though, you have to bring it. Everybody graduates from mini bikes. Everybody's there. I couldn't have scripted this better. I couldn't have scripted this better. So I wanted to talk B class, and throwing down, meet Caden Dudney. So Caden Dudney threw down, you just won 250B Moto 2, and you got third in Moto 1.
Yeah.
Was it a bad start, Moto 1? Did you have the bad gate pick or whatever, right?
Bad gate pick, and I just messed up the start.
Yes. So 3-1, and Landon Gordon, you guys are essentially tied going into the final moto, but feeling good about your chances?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the crazy thing is, you broke your thumb, or hurt your thumb, broke your thumb?
Yeah.
And didn't ride for 5 weeks leading up to this event. Isn't that a problem?
I mean, I would say so.
Yes.
It feels weird being off the bike for that long, only having 2 days and then coming here.
Yes. But you weren't that nervous? Like when you rode, when did you ride? Last weekend just to test it?
Yeah, last Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. When you did that, were you like, oh no, I think I'm good? Or did you really not know until you started racing how it would go?
I really didn't know until I started racing. I always feel like I felt kind of slow and like weird on the bike. And then my mom said I was riding pretty good, so we came here and I had a pretty good mindset and like where I was gonna be. And then I kind of surprised myself, honestly.
Okay. Wait, so when you rode last weekend, you weren't even sure if you were gonna do this?
No.
Really? And now you're winning 250B motos, which I think is the toughest class now.
I thought I was gonna get like top 5.
Jeez, oh man. And, okay, so you passed everybody early. You had a nice lead about halfway through. Your lap time, you had the fastest lap of the week. Congrats. You went at 151. Then you did 155. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then you brought it back down.
Good.
You went back to 153. I'm like, maybe the fitness is gone, but you dug deep.
I kind of want to look at lap times now.
Okay. So I just bring the facts. You can bring the rest. Last thing I want to ask you about, so this guy works with Kevin Windham. I'm sure you know all about him. What's it like working with that guy? We know him as like the coolest, most fun dude ever. What is it like as a trainer coach?
He's kind of intense.
Really?
Yeah, he can be very intense, but he keeps it fun most of the time.
Okay. Tell the story of you had your gear on really early and he was not down with that.
So Monday, practice day.
Yeah.
I didn't, my first practice was at 1.
Yeah.
And I was in my gear, I couldn't sleep that night. And I was like thinking about tomorrow, or like the practice day all night. And then I woke up and I was just like so excited. I had to just get on my gear, and I just sat there in my gear for a couple hours. And then Kevin's like, came up here and he's like, why are you in your gear? I was like, I'm excited. He's like, no. It's like, go get dressed. I said, no. It's like, let's go get ice cream then. It's like, okay.
But you had to take the gear off to get the ice cream?
I had to take the gear off to get the ice cream.
Yes. So then you did take the gear off.
I took the gear off because I really wanted the ice cream and it was so good. And then after the milkshake, he was like, man, it cost me $7 for you to get out of your gear.
But he's trying to get you to chill.
Yeah.
When you're here. But there are days where he's intense.
There are days.
Yes. Well, he's been up in the announcer's tower with us all week. He's impressed. I don't know if he's going to tell you this, but he's impressed at what you just threw down.
He definitely hasn't told me that.
Okay, sorry, I shouldn't have leaked that. Anyway, great job.
Thank you.
Let's see if you can get it at the end of the week. That's Caden Dudney. He's going to be, probably going to be something soon in the B class. But his teammate, Landon Gordon, is no joke either. Gordon won the first moto, got second in that one. So he is a 3-1. Gordon has a 1-2. So basically whoever wins the third moto wins that title. You also had the Rockstar Husqvarna rider, Landon Gibson. Yes, we have Landon Gordon and Landon Gibson. But Gibson tipped over in that moto, and now I think he has like a 210. So the title's gonna be tough for him. Probably coming down to the 2 Cowie riders. So the point I'm making, this Greenville area right here, it's been behind the starting gate, this display area, since the very first Loretta's. It's hard to believe now that Loretta's has been going for 43 years and everybody knows this is the premier thing, right? It's hard to believe there was a time where people didn't think that, and it was new and no one really knew for sure what it would be like. And the races like World Mini and Ponca City were definitely considered the best. And honestly, I just feel like the local race series in California and Florida were really huge, and that's probably really where it was at to discover talent. The Loretta's thing had buy-in, I think, from 2 groups that really made it happen. Team Green, which had just started a few months before, I think late 81, and Loretta started in 82. Team Green was the title sponsor. They took this spot here. They supported the event. that was huge. And the other huge thing was that Ron Lachine, who was kind of the first young phenom of the sport as an amateur. Yes, Marty Tripes won in the first Supercross at 16, and Marty Smith was kind of the first teenage American hero, and Bob Hanna was very young when he started winning. But Ron Lachine was like that, oh dude, there's this amateur coming and he's so good. And for him to come from California to here and race the first Lorettas really helped cement, yes, this race is legit. And the rest is history, as they say, right? But this Greenville thing has been big, but the fact that Kawasaki's been rolling, oh, it's my guys, Mikey Waynes, Megawatt, going back up.
You know it.
Sweet, less work for me. It's my announcer cohorts there. So between Drew Adams, Landon Gordon, Caden Dudney, Cowie's rolling right now. And I've talked to those guys. What's really fundamentally changed the game more than anything on the amateur side lately is the Minicycle wars are done. They're just owned by KTM, Husqvarna, and Gas because they keep redesigning their bikes. And they've even changed the 85, I believe, again. I think the 50 and the 65 recently changed. And Cowie has to wait really into the 250 ranks. They have their kids race minis. They're at a bit of a disadvantage. Oh, I'm stopping by. This is Team Way. How are we feeling? Are you okay? Nick Way, by the way, if you guys don't remember. How long do you have a moto, and how do you personally deal with all that? Like the emotions, the stress, all that. Are you good?
Yeah, we're 12:30. He had a big crash in this one, so.
Was this the stuck in the pond?
Yep.
What happened?
Well, he crashed pretty big and then was trying to get back on going by not going backwards on the track and turned left, where turning right would have been like into oncoming traffic.
Yes, okay.
And then it was like he turned left and then it was slippery in the grass and he thought it was a mud puddle. He tried to like spin it, looked like, and then it didn't spin sharp enough, and then he rode and then was like try to hit the brakes and skidded in the, and then went,
buried.
Realized, thought it was like a puddle, but it was like where
buried.
It's a swamp, yeah.
Okay, you've been here a long time. Have you ever heard of someone having to get towed out of the swamp? I've never heard of that.
Never, but ultimately, yeah, stuff happens, I guess. I mean, we're amateur racing, so we're learning. But I mean, he had a huge crash prior to that, so and then.
Oh, that's not even the crash you were talking about.
No,
there was a bigger problem.
No, he crashed, and then that was just getting up.
So the bigger issue is he got banged up.
Bigger issue is like he crashed.
Yes.
Super sore, and then in his mind, he's a personal super favorite in this class.
Okay.
So it's like emotions overcame him a little bit, made a couple bad decisions. So
I see.
This was maybe his Eli Anaheim 1 moment. Hopefully that happened when he's just turned 15 here.
Yes, get those out of the way. Get those out of the way. Yeah, because
one thing I will say, you cannot overcome that type of thing without racing. So here we are.
Having the disappointment sometimes.
Yep.
You just have to deal with it. So that's where you are. You're like, hey, it's all part of the learning process.
Well, I mean, I'm calm now.
maybe not as much. Okay, I understand. That's kind of what you have to do. But he's okay enough.
Yeah.
Didn't he get second in a moto after that?
He led some laps, or he came from back,
yeah.
Some laps.
Yeah.
He's really, really, really sore, so he's gonna do his best here, and then we'll have it'll be last gate pick. So.
Oh boy. Okay, all part of the process here at Loretta's. That's Vincent Way, the Nick Way's kid, and yeah, he probably was maybe the favorite in Super Mini. It's hard to say though in those mini classes because things like that happen. So another kid I thought that was really outstanding was Darren Pine on the gas. You see Way's on the Husky, Pine's on the gas. They're all on those Austrian bikes. And Pine is one of the younger Super Mini riders and won a moto early in the week, which is really impressive. And then he had a huge crash and unfortunately broke his femur, so he's gonna be out for a while. So you just never know in those Minicycle divisions. But it has had to change. Yeah, boys, what's up? It has had to change, I think, the strategy of companies like Kawasaki and Honda, who don't really have, Honda literally doesn't really have a competitive mini at all. They had the 150 4-stroke. We've kind of learned through the years that that's not the best tool for the job here. Kawasaki does still have a KX 112, they call it, for Super Mini racing, and of course the KX 85. They're still around. Caden Dudney, Landon Gordon, they rode those. They're a little antiquated compared to the Austrian bikes. And then KTM just redesigned their 85 again. So that's just kind of how it works. So I think Cowie's had to, we always make this joke, when you see someone on a Cowie in the mini classes, you know that kid's good, because he's not just a kid that bought a Cowie, he's got Team Green support. And when they finally do get on the bikes, they're the same as everyone else, essentially equal, right? The 250Fs. Then you really see what they're made of, and Adams and Gordon and Dudney are getting it done right now. But it's early days, it's only halfway through the week, anything can happen. While I'm down here, I might as well just walk over to the pond, the creek, the water. The heat is back at Loretta's. I am a realist. Hey guys. Things that bother me about the world are when everybody always says everything used to be better and things used to be gnarlier, whatever. Man, I just live in the moment. So I'm just spitting straight facts here. The last couple years, the heat at Loretta's hasn't been that bad, or at least by Loretta's normal standards, it hasn't been that bad. It's back finally. I think we've had about 5 years of decent weather. Last year it wasn't hot because it rained a ton, but 3 or 4 years before that, it was like hot, but not typical Loretta's hot. It was insane yesterday, like insane hot yesterday. So it's gonna get there today. We're 11 o'clock, it'll get there. But there's always the creek, which changes the game from that perspective. This is Mike Brown's rig. One of the funny things about Brown, he is a trainer for Triumph riders. Here we go, they're doing some interviews over there. Here's the creek that I want to show you. Dark side, doing some work. Hey guys, there's the creek. Give me about 2 more hours. This thing is gonna be packed because it is gonna get hot here. The funny thing about Brownie, who I believe his goal is to become the all-time winningest rider at the ranch. Kevin Walker has 14 titles, that's the most. Brown is 11 right now, trying to get 2 this year, maybe 2 next year, he could break that. Last year though, Brown was looking good for 2 titles and the mud killed his bike twice and he didn't win any, so you never know. Brown is the trainer for Jalek Swoll and a lot of the guys on Triumphs. Triumph doesn't have a 450. Brown decided to race a KTM 350, but he put black plastic and Triumph looking colors on it. The Triumph people said, that was not our idea. We did not tell him to do that. He showed up and we were like, what? What is this? So Brownie was cool enough to go on the podium and say, this was my idea. It is a KTM 350. Mun Racing helped me out. It's not a Triumph. He just made it look like a Triumph. So that's what's happening in those age classes. And Brown, by the way, by our rough calculation, I think had the 6th best lap time compared to the, let me go, nice. Brown had the 6th best lap time of the Pro Sport riders. They had a back-to-back moto, his class, and then the Pro Sport. And if you had put him on the track with him, he was the 6th fastest of the fastest about to turn pro amateurs, which is crazy and impressive, but it's Mike Brown at 52 years old. He rides basically exactly the same and looks as fit as ever. So that's what you get in the age classes, which brings me full circle back to where you're probably mad that Mike Brown is allowed to race here at Loretta's, but only half of the age classes is he allowed to race. Hey, what's happening? Yeah, I saw the rig.
You gotta eat some food, brother.
I'll eat food anytime. I mean, any particular time I need to do this?
I'm wide open all the time. You know that.
I think I'm about to end this video. Let's hook it up. That's the Weege Show brought to you by Race Tech. That's your tour. We'll be back with 2 more before this week's over. Thanks.